No, this is episode 2 of the podcast.
Yeah. All right, but now we have to say a disclaimer, right? Where,
Yeah, we are not financial advisors.
and we are 21 years old, and we don't know anything. So,
as the Spotify description says, we just talk about random stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, how was your week?
My week has been crazy. My like the past 2 weeks, right? Has it been since we've like a week and a half since we did the last podcast? I've had to tell my Publix manager that I can only work 1 day a week because I am working 40 plus hours at the office.
Yes, sir.
I'm going freaking crazy. I'm getting calls left and right. Super exciting, but like, yeah, both jobs together are I can't work anymore.
Well,
no, but I'm super excited. One, because I hate Publix, and like I get to work more in the office, and I also have a better routine because like when you work at Publix, it's not like a set schedule, right? You're gonna be working some random hours 1 week, and it's gonna be completely flipped the week after. And that's kind of how, yeah, basically that. So now I'm kind of happy because I can go to the gym every morning, which I like to do, and then just go straight to work after that. And it'd be more routine, make my body used to that schedule, and kind of like have a better sleep schedule and all that type of stuff. Kind of excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Today I recently I handed out 40 postcards from my lawn mowing, and I feel like every one of them was a waste of money because I didn't really have like a strategy. I was just handing them out to like
where were you handing them out at?
Riverside. So I was skipping all the homes that were, apartment buildings and offices.
But like, so did you knock on the doors or did you just?
No. I just put it in the mailbox.
Put them in the mailbox. Okay.
Because this was during the middle of the day, and most people aren't.
So fun fact, I actually was talking to my broker about mailbox ads, and it's technically illegal if you don't have on them.
A what?
If they're not stamped, it's technically illegal to put it in a mailbox. But it is legal to put it on the door. In most neighborhoods.
Good to know.
Wow. So like you can have door hangers in most neighborhoods unless the HOA says you can't. But yeah, if it doesn't have a stamp, technically you're not allowed to put it in a mailbox.
Who's going to know?
Yeah, I mean you probably won't get arrested, but that's what my broker told me the other day.
But he could just throw it on the front porch though, right? I mean,
yeah, I mean you can just hang it. You can like slide it between the door post and the door.
All right. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing from now on.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that too. Apparently the company has their own like kind of card, like nice like kind of door hanger cards. You could stamp. I can stamp my business card too. That I might get 100 of those and put them across my neighborhood. Just thinking about that. But it's like what you were saying, Aaron, is like you're right. Like 90% of them possibly will be thrown away, right? It's that like 1 to 5% that is your business, is your clientele.
All I need is one customer to
100%
pick up the phone and call me, and then that pretty much pays for it.
100%.
Payback period is like a month, so but still.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Like imagine like the millions of dollars like AT&T spends, and like for their mail ads, you get them like every single week. They're bugging you, messing you, even if you have it. Sometimes they just keep coming, and it's like it's got to be working, right? Even though most of them are being thrown in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
How was the bike ride, by the way? I'm really pissed I missed it. Did that happen? Did everything go well?
Yeah, we went the whole way actually.
Yeah, And
Yeah,
Very
anybody's bike explode?
surprisingly.
everybody except for Schmidt. He turned back at 10 miles, I think.
Okay.
No, maybe no, 7.5. He turned back, but yeah, actually everybody made it, and I think it was me, Aaron, Paul Dalton, and then all of our legs were dead at the end.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know, it's
'Cause,
funny. I had like leg day like 2 days before, and I did such a light leg day preparing for the bike ride because I was so scared I wasn't gonna be able to ride bikes. But no, that's awesome. And but like yeah, now it's like nobody wants to work at the office on like weekends, right? So it's like me and like two or three other people that are like working the office hours on duty on Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings.
Putting in that extra time.
Yeah, for real. And it's like yeah, 100%. And what I've been thinking about too is the office hours are 9 to 5, right? Like regular office hours. But the phone still rings till like 6 or 7. So I might and they said it was okay if I just like chill out till 6 or 7, and I might start doing that too.
Ah, pick up those extra phone calls.
Yeah, like you'd be surprised like how many like so I've gotten two people already that are investors from other places buying like investment properties, and they're literally just trying to find property managers like to manage their place.
Oh, have you seen the Ryan Serhant Bigger Pockets episode?
So I watched a little bit of it, but I feel like anything Ryan said is so like Hollywood, you know. Like
Sure.
I watched like the whole thing about it. I mean, I bet it was not that bad because it was more of a like business work hard type of podcast.
Yeah.
It wasn't like investing or anything like that.
I
It
know.
was cool that they got him
I enjoyed it. I was listening to it today.
on.
He makes some good points.
No, like I can't
And
blame him.
he
Like he probably
makes
worked his ass off.
yeah he makes the he was talking about a lot about like confidence and things like that. So
Yeah, he has like two books out, right? One just you know.
yeah.
Yeah, I think the like the 30 minutes I heard of it, right? It was like the first book was like the tools to be successful, and this one is like how to like talk to people and like social skills to use those tools
Mm-hmm.
to like succeed and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you
Any
hear? So TikTok, they're doing like a jobs beta thing. They're trying to get in the job market, like job search. It's crazy.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
realize. Yeah, it's funny.
are they trying to rival like Indeed, or like what are they trying to do?
They're just um so instead of like original like written resumes, you send in like a video of yourself, like a video resume, to
Oh
your to your preferred like company or whatever.
You know, it's funny. I've actually heard a lot about that. I think Greg Card was talking about that when I watched a podcast with him.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
I'm not surprised. More
I
like
could see,
now that everybody has a camera, like I'm
yeah,
not surprised if more people ask for video resumes. I mean,
I
video interviews and resumes stuff like that.
I could see that going someplace. It's in beta right now, so they're just like testing it out. But I don't know.
That's got to be one of the most Gen Z things I've heard of in a while. That just
Yeah,
sounds exactly like TikTok. I mean, stereotypical Gen Z right there.
yeah,
I mean, yeah. It's the new thing, right? Technology is gonna keep getting more and more like that. But like I guess like say he had this a boss get emails 100 emails with just paper resumes, right? You might stand out if you make a video, you know, you never know.
yeah.
How how's logistics going, John? How's the trucking industry right now?
Oh, dude, it's all over the place. Did you guys hear about the pipeline hack?
I
Yeah,
did. Like,
yeah.
Oh,
are we
that's
gonna have
actually going.
to? Am I gonna have to get my trash can and bring it to the gas station and fill it up to save money?
I filled up both the truck and the SUV on Sunday just in case. But yeah, I mean they're talking about pre-approving our fuel surcharge raises by 30 cents, which is pretty big. And that's in anticipation for having to pay these drivers more to run the lanes. And since we give them a certain amount of their fuel expense, we have to budget more for that now. So like we're now directly making less money because of all this. So
That's crazy.
all of
So
this.
I didn't know that you worked with gas trucks, like legit. I know you worked with gas, like gasoline
Oh
fuel.
no, these are diesel trucks, but it's still
Oh, you mean like for
uh,
the trucks, like
yeah, like
the
actual
fuel?
yeah
Dang.
transportation costs because they a truck can burn through like
Oh
I
my
don't even
gosh,
know
yeah.
they get like 9 miles a gallon. So like the average run they do is maybe 150 miles, but like 3 times a day. So like I don't know, dude. That's like 50 gallons. Yeah,
Shit, you guys are wasting crazy. Like, dang, that's crazy. So what
but
that exactly? Somebody hacked a cyber hack on the fuel. Like, can you go?
basically, yeah. So I think the name of the pipeline company is Colonial Pipeline, and what happened was this anonymous group called Darkside. I think their name is like Darkside hacking services or something. They do it for money though. They specialize in something called ransomware,
Oh,
and
dude.
it's
So
like
somebody's paying him to do that?
well, it's not that part's not clear. All they know is that I think DarkSide basically froze the pipeline and then put out this message: if you want us to unencrypt the network, so like to actually let the pipeline function again, you have to pay us X million dollars. And if you don't, we're going to release all the security details to the public internet. And I'm actually not sure what happened, but it looked like it even got so far as to Colonial Pipeline, um, like asking the White House for like, hey, what should we do? Can we have some like help or some
That's
advice on?
crazy.
But
That's
what's
insane.
crazy is the White House declined to comment on it, so they didn't want to be tied to it. I think, but I think the whole thing centers around there's a bunch of allegations being thrown around with Russia organizing something, and maybe this dark side ransomware group is based out of Russia for strategic purposes.
Really? So
And
it, that from the U.S., right?
yeah, that fuel's already in the U.S. It's in the southeast. It's this big belt that goes all the way from like the Carolinas to Alabama. It's kind of like a U, like this bend that runs
Okay.
through, and where all of Florida gets a lot of its oil from.
Jeez.
So yeah, but the reason the oil is super expensive now is because oil's behind a couple days, which means that the gas stations that still had to fill up, they had to pay a premium to get tankers to bring gas to them, and that costs extra money because now we're taking gas from other regions, so we have to pay extra to get that. So that's where the cost comes from. But the whole goal of Darkside was to basically cripple Colonial because Colonial is owned by I think I remember reading about the Koch brothers, not
Oh
not
yeah.
like Coca Cola, but KOCH. They're like $100 billion plus family, and it's like your typical attack on the wealthy white guys approach. So they were like they've got plenty of money, they don't pay their employees. We're just gonna have a ransomware attack, and they're gonna pay us for it. So it's
That's
kind of a
crazy. It's crazy how like the internet's so great and everything, but it's crazy. Like if you know how to hack into something, like
oh
you really can. Like anything, like Yahoo, AT&T, like Apple. Like it's kind of scary how this is like possible.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
dude.
something you hear out of a movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a sci-fi movie, but like it could happen.
I find
A whole
myself
our whole grid couldn't somebody could hack into that. It's pretty sketch.
Yeah,
find
one of my
myself
friends.
saying the movie stuff a lot lately.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Can you guys hear me through this microphone?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
All right, perfect. Is my voice clear?
yeah. It sounds,
Yeah, it's a little better actually. I could hear
yeah,
you
it sounds
pretty
a
well.
lot better.
Yeah, one of my friends got their identity stolen through UNF. He said that UNF sent out this like envelope to him, and they were like, "Your data may have been breached in a recent cyber attack." Blah blah blah. And then his credit cards froze, and I was like, "Holy shit! Was there anything you did?" And he was like, "No, it just came random out of the blue." Some
That's
guy bought
crazy.
like $200 in Adidas off his debit card, so it's just that it's insane.
That's insane.
Yeah. So Steven, I want to hear about the structure of the commission over there at Traditions. Like, are you hooked up to getting paid from them yet, or are you too early?
So fun thing is, yes, I actually have. I've gotten 2 paychecks already. Fun stuff.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no. So have I explained to you like I think I did once, but like you want me to completely go through it again?
Yeah, I wanna get a refresher on this.
Okay, okay. So like again, like we get paid more than one way, right? Because we're not just a like a sales real estate company. We do tenant placement and property management, right?
Yeah.
So for tenant placement, I get so for tenant placement, if an investor says, "Hey, I want you to list my place. I don't want you to do property management. I just want you to list it." So he goes into the MLS and all the websites. The company charges 1 month's rent for that, and so we put on the MLS. It goes to from the MLS. It goes to all the websites, and say somebody told. Yeah, let me not explain it like that. So of that first month's rent, it gets split into thirds. Traditions gets a third, the listing agent gets a third, and the rental agent gets a third. The listing and rate and rental agent can be the same person, or it could not be the same person. It depends. If you find the tenant, or somebody else in the office finds a tenant. And so like yeah, boom, that's how it goes. In simple terms, if it's $1,000, then and I find the tenant and I list it, I get $666, and the company gets 333. But so it actually can get complicated. So because if another company refers a tenant, then they take 10%, but they're not allowed to be the rental agent since they're not from our company. So they would take 10% off the top, and then it would be split into thirds again. That I don't know if that kind of made sense.
Sounds
You
complicated.
kind of understand that part of it. So that's just tenant placement. So yeah,
Yeah.
so I just so I haven't listed any place yet. So like on my floor duty shifts, right? I'll get calls, and they'll be like, I want to see 123 Main Street, right? I'll show them the place. I'll give them the application if they want to. If they fill out the application and they're accepted, then I get as commission, I get 1/3 of that first month's rent for tenant placement. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So for property management, so that's consistently working on investment property, being the manager. The how that commission works is 10% of every month's rent. So if it's a single family for $1,000, then I'll get $100 every month for doing the property management. But say it's 10 units, and each one is paying $1,000. Well, then there you go. Then I'll get $1,000. for being the property manager.
All right.
Yeah. But then so when you're the property manager, when you're doing tenant placement for a place you manage, we only charge we only charge 66% of the first month's rent to place the tenants since we're doing the property management. So that's when if I'm the rental agent for that place, then it kind of gets chopped in half and you kind of get screwed a little bit, but it's makes sense for the property manager side since they're already getting paid like monthly. And then for sales, pretty basic, just like any other company. The standard rate is 6% of the sale price, 3% for the rental agent, 3% for the listing agent, and that gets split. That 3% gets split with the company and you, depending on whatever your split is. Any questions? Took me a minute to get used to it too, but it makes sense after you hear it a few times. But yeah, I got so kind of funny, like it kind of makes sense, but I kind of got my first three checks are really small because any commission I get is split with my trainer, right? So I should have gotten like $200 for this rental placement. I got 100, whatever. He helped me through it. It's all good. But after my third one, I'll be a lot more by myself. So I'll start getting paid a lot better. And like I've told you, I think we talked about it a little bit last time. Is I officially am partners with partnering a 16 unit property management with somebody else. So I will be getting that commission. Kind of interesting how that is. All the rents obviously come in at the first of the month, and then after all those go through accounting and everything, the owner gets paid first, and then we get paid mid to late of the month um, for that work.
Oh, okay, so like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. And then so since we're partnering up with it, that 10% is going to be split between me and the other property manager.
Right. But
Which makes sense. It's still like it's 16 units, right? So it's not nothing. And like me getting to learn like is crazy good experience.
Would you guys get the 100 will you guys get a full 1 month's rent for each of the 16 units for if you place tenants in each of the 16 units?
So no, because that's property management, right? So we get 2/3, 66%. Um, we charge that to the owner. We charge for any property management. We charge 66% of the first month's rent to place a tenant.
Oh, okay. Who's managing the property? Is it you guys or is it the owner?
And another agent at the company.
Oh, okay.
There is an owner. Like the owner has nothing to do with our company.
Yeah. Right. Okay. I see
Yeah.
you guys do a locksmith check during the tenant placement section.
You on the website right now?
Yep.
Are you what are you on? I'm just curious. What did you click on?
Traditionsjacks.com.
Yeah, that's it.
Here's your face, Steven. Steven Oliveria sold
Wait,
$1 million of real estate. No.
my face is
Oh,
actually
man.
not on the website
I was about
yet.
to search this up.
Wait, I wonder if it does have pictures. Oh, it has agents. Here we go. Let me
Yeah,
see.
but I'm not on there yet. That's for sure.
Oh, most of these people don't even have pictures in it. It just has their names. And they're all black and white. This is so dreary. What the hell? Okay. Who's the name of the there's a guy on here named David White.
Oh yeah, there is, and I see him all the time. And I always think about you.
All right. Who's this Jeff Staggs guy? He looks pretty legit.
Jeff, nah. So it's kind of cool actually. So there's 5 people that like started the company. Like I don't know how many years. It's been a while that traditions. I think it's been 10, more than 10 years. Yeah, it has been more than 10 to 20 years. But yeah, it was five agents from another real estate company, and the company was like going down, and they decided only one of the five had a broker's license, so she's like the owner broker, but there's five partners.
Sally
Um,
Suslak.
oh yeah, that's the big boss right there.
Oh, so she's like your superior, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I mean, I kind of like I'm a independent contractor, right? So,
Right. But
but
she like operations is
yes,
like
but
the
like
other
yeah,
way.
exactly. Like if I have any questions, if I have any help, like
Oh, very cool.
she knows like like yeah, she basically knows the most. But there's four other people that they're basically they all have their broker's license. I'm pretty sure at this point, and they're all super knowledgeable and been in the business for 20 plus years. All of them, pretty cool. Yeah, no,
Dang.
it's actually kind of funny. NPR actually reached out to Sally like last week to ask questions about the real estate market right now. Kind of cool. There's like
Oh, dang.
an article.
Let
Um,
me see if I can pull her
um
up on LinkedIn.
yeah, I actually looked at her stuff the other day. Not crazy information on LinkedIn. We don't use like she's more old fashioned, doesn't use that as much, but yeah, she's definitely there. Um, Pretty cool. No, like there, and we're actually pretty connected with don't know with the Realtors Association of Northeast Florida, and like a lot of people in our company have been like on the board and stuff like that, and like
Damn.
yeah, we have a lot of good connections, even though it's like a small company.
Yeah, she seems like she knows what she's doing. So, oh wow, that's pretty cool. She would know a ton about what's going on right now. She's been
Yeah,
doing this
she's
for like 30 years. Wait a
oh
minute.
yeah. No,
No,
yeah,
she's been doing it for
she
like
knows she knows a lot. She knows a lot, especially about like in the Riverside market, Avondale, all that. Oh my gosh, yeah, she's basically a big encyclopedia of all that information.
she's been doing this since 1977. That's like
But uh,
45 years. Holy crap.
Yeah, man, she is so smart. She really is. She like you can ask her. I was talking to her the other day. I was just like, hey, can I get a one-on-one with you? Just talk about stuff and like how you
That's
became so
awesome.
successful.
That's really great.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. She started the property management brand like branch slash section of in the other company, and so some people didn't like it, but like she like that's like such a cool thing, and like it helped her make business like crazy, right? Like knowing all those investors and like selling their places, like it's like you can definitely make a lot of money from that.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah, she owns I forgot how many units she said, but she owns like a few different properties that have like multiple units. I don't know if it was like 20 to 30 units she owns at least. Uh
Dang.
yeah, she definitely has a lot of sources of income, which is really cool. Definitely want to be like that one day.
Hopefully in quicker than 45 years. I mean, she looks like she's in her 70s, so or
Yes.
60s.
I
I
mean,
don't know.
but like
Yeah, I
at,
don't mention
at
her.
at this point she like loves her job. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's just having fun. Like
yeah.
but yeah, no, for sure. It's kind of funny. One of the questions I asked her the other day was what do you wish you had done when you were younger that you didn't do, and like out of nowhere, didn't expect this. She was like, I wish I would have taken more risk. Like, I wish I would have started traditions earlier, and I know I could have done it, and like it could have been more successful. Like we could have been 10 years older, like if I would have done it, and like I regret that. kind of crazy.
Damn.
Like that's how
You know,
like important it is. Like
I
people are
asked.
scared, and it makes sense, but it's like you kind of have to go for it. Make that business, man. Get the American dream.
I asked a janitor or a janitor at USF that question. He's like 60, and he's gonna retire in like a year. And I saw him like every time I came back from the gym in the morning, and I asked him that question, and he's like, "I wish I stopped smoking weed."
Well, that's a different. That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah, that was a funny answer.
Oh, hey,
He's still smoking weed to this day.
No, he stopped.
but hey,
He's like, I
I'm
wish I
not
stopped
smoking it, but I would low key invest in it, man. Like you could probably make a lot of money. With like now that it's like legal and everything, like medical dispensaries and stuff like that. What
All right.
I was gonna say something. Completely went over my head. Oh my gosh,
I
about
just
that.
like hearing I like hearing a lot about this.
So what I heard is smoking. I don't know if you guys gonna realize this. Like, so 21. I mean, smoking is uh is you can only buy smoking products like tobacco over 21 like federally, but if you're a small business that have that like is a smoke shop in Florida, you can technically buy tobacco products when you're 18, but it's like
Wait,
officially going to be 21
you don't
very
need a
soon.
license or anything?
No, so
Because
so for right now in Florida, there's some smoke shops that are legally allowed to sell to people that are 18 because it's
okay.
not because it's a in Florida, if you're not a national chain and you're just in Florida, Florida law still says that you can smoke that you can buy tobacco products at the age of 18, but now it's like about to change apparently, like in October or like in a few months.
I heard
yeah,
that too. I heard it was about to change because I went to talk to this guy over at Vape Lounge off a beach. It's this really big one across from the Sam's Club.
Oh yeah.
And the dude, I was asking about buying some solvents in bulk for just completely unrelated things because I'd read that it's really common in some vape products. So it would make sense that for them to make some of their stuff on site, they probably have it in bulk. And he said that he wouldn't sell it because it's A, in short supply, and B, he didn't want to risk like selling outside of his contract because supposedly this year the FDA is really tightening down on like what a smoke shop can and can't do. And apparently it's harder than ever to make a smoke shop because the older ones, kind of like the seatbelt rule with like cars that are older than whatever don't have to have a
Yeah.
seatbelt. Well, like
Yeah.
smoke shops that like get built now, they're going to be automatically subject to the whatever, the DEA, FDA, all that extra shit that's not subject to the older ones. So it's like he gets grandfathered into better
Yeah, that's what kind of happens in a
regulation.
lot of places. You
yeah.
see, Joe Biden wanted to ban menthol and flavored
I
smoking
saw
products,
that.
and
That's
people were going crazy. I don't think
very.
it's gonna happen, but
It's
yeah, that
targeted
is
direct
insane.
hit reports.
Yeah, right. All the new ports and everything, but
Yeah.
no, I doubt it's gonna happen. But interesting, like I don't know, like I don't smoke, but like, isn't there better things to do than like be dealing with this right now?
I mean, I thought that was interesting when I heard that because it's almost, just by the numbers, like Newports are a very demographically concentrated
100%.
cigarette.
No,
So
like
it's
that's
very
very true.
targeted towards African American people
Oh yeah,
because
I've heard that a
Newports are
lot.
just, it's almost like a stereotype, like
No, it is a
black people
stereotype.
are
It
more
100% is.
like Newports. So banning these would be almost like making them more expensive or just like why is he doing it, and seeing as to how one of his big like voting or one of his big like running benchmarks was like getting the black vote, like I was really surprised to hear this
I
too.
100%, me too. 100, yeah. Pretty crazy, but
Yeah, but then again, are we surprised?
I don't even know what you should be surprised at.
Yeah.
I mean, good lord. That's crazy though. Dude, those things are like $8 a pack. I don't
Yeah.
smoke,
Oh my
but that's
gosh. Yeah.
just
Now at kind of weird. At my old Publix, only like the team leaders, kind of, you could say, were allowed to get the cigarette products. But at this store, anybody can. Kind of weird. Now, like in this store, anybody even under 18 can go and grab them real quick. So now, like, I have all the people saying I want, and there's crazy, man, how many different like cigarette
oh
flavors
oh
and
yeah.
types. They'll be like Marlboro, extra light, short 100, 72 0, like, and like it's kind of crazy. It was like, no, not that one, that one, that one. Like, I'm like, like like especially Marlboro, they have so many different like they probably have at least 10 different types of cigarettes. It's kind of insane.
Dang.
But yeah, I mean tobacco products in general though are definitely like becoming less popular. Like what do you think? Like in 10 years, it is kind of crazy. Like I think the Juul and like flavored vape products, they really did spike the smoking of people in this age. And this, like, I thought smoking was gonna be dead in like 10 or 20 years, basically. But
Oh yeah.
it's
Yeah.
sadly kind of coming back a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Die.
next topic, I guess.
I
But
really thought I was gonna die like around like our high school time when like I thought that was like the peak of the Jewel, like sophomore year, junior year, 2016 ish. But apparently it's more popular than ever. But then you see more like advertising for don't vape.
yeah, but it's like, are those even like?
Yeah.
Do those work?
They
Like,
make
I
some
don't know.
pretty good commercials, but I mean the people don't care. Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
exactly.
You're addicted. You're not
Yeah.
choosing to smoke, like you're addicted to it. So
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's crazy. I think like I think our like freshman year, like teen smoking was at an all time low, like very very low, and I think it was the worst. Like what I kind of saw it freshman year in college, man. Like it was insane. Like at UCF, bro, you would just see them all over the floor, everywhere, every like I'd say like 65%, 70% of people like had a Juul. Like,
oh my god.
like I'll even tell you, like I had one. I had some type of thing for a few months. I kind of got bored of it, but like yeah, it was like crazy, crazy. Like literally every person had one. Um,
Careful, Steven. Don't say anything that's going to incriminate you on this podcast.
well, it was 18 though, so technically I was good because it was because that was the year before it turned to 21.
Yeah.
So I was technically
Oh.
I was like completely legal to buy it.
What year was it where like the life expectancy backpedaled for the first time in like 3 decades or something like that? I think that was our senior year in high school. They were like, oh, yeah, you guys are actually expected to live less than whatever your parents, or not your parents, but like your I don't know. I know it backpedaled, but I don't know how they
Yeah.
calculate.
No, but it is crazy. And then when kind of my end of my sophomore year, when Jewel got in that big lawsuit, they're like nowhere now. Like no, you'll never see him anymore. But now all these other companies
Yeah.
like just have these crazy flavors, and they're like reaping the benefits because they're not like this known brand Jewel. But like now there's just like pineapple, like lush, candy, fruit, strawberry, literally every flavor you could think of, like pina colada now, like it's insane. And it's like now like like synthetic weed like that you can smoke like through like vapes. Like those are flavored too now. I'm pretty sure. Um, so crazy stuff. But I'm kind of done talking about smoking. Aaron, how's the lawnmower and stuff? Do you how's the truck? Is it
Well,
a lot better?
it's still working, which is good.
Okay,
Um,
it's moving
yeah. So
when you press the
we
pedal.
just yeah, everything works pretty good on it. We just, to be honest, we just need customers. So, and that's what the postcards thing were.
Yeah. I wonder how like Facebook ads work. Like, do you
So
think that could possibly be a
I've
thing?
so I've heard on from like other YouTube like lawn care
Yeah.
businesses, like if you're gonna do a Facebook ad, you like really have to target people like you
Okay.
want that old customer base, uh and it's really hard to like
Yeah, like the
because
old customer base isn't on Facebook, you know. Like,
I've actually done a little bit of Facebook ads back in like freshman year of college. So I was like, and you can really narrow it down on like age, uh, demographic,
really, what
like
for? What were you doing
area.
your freshman year?
I did I tried my luck at an e-commerce thing. Um,
You
yeah, it
buy
was like
a
it
hundred
lasted
little
about a
toys.
week, and then actually no, it lasted about a month, and then I gave up on it. I wasn't really invested in it. I was like, can I make money off of this? I don't know. Let me try. So
Yeah.
never did.
Okay.
So
Okay. John, how about you? Did you buy the truck?
Yeah, I bought the truck. I'm
How
paying new
did
insurance.
everything go fine?
Right.
Like, you remember you needed the paperwork. His mom had to come and sign and everything. Did everything
Oh yeah,
go well?
yeah. His mom came up. Um, I actually just checked the bank's website today. The lien fell off the car, which means that in the bank's balance sheets, they now recognize there's no liability on that car because Jacob paid it off. So now Jacob's able to order a title, which he did today, and I should do
Mhm.
that in 10 days. Take that to the DMV, pay sales tax because I chose to report it.
hey, John, there's nothing wrong about
It's
that.
okay, John. It's okay. Breathe. Taxes. Have you seen like the meme now that like when it's like somebody at a restaurant and they're like and they're gonna tip the waiter, but they're like, this is a gift, so which means it cannot be taxed.
Oh
Have a
yeah,
good
yeah,
day.
yeah. Dude, fuck the government, man. They can come back and listen to this podcast all they want, but
Mr. Libertarian. No, okay, so keep going. So, oh wait, I think I was gonna say something. Okay, no, so what you said was really interesting about what you just said. So he had to pay off the car to get the title. That's what you said, right?
right.
So when you buy a house, it's kind of interesting. Some states give you the title even when you have a mortgage. I think, oh my gosh, I forgot what it's called. It's like called a title state or a something else state.
Certificate of title, I think.
Yeah. So in Florida, you get the title the day you get the mortgage, like the day you sign all the papers and everything. But there's other states that you don't get the title, that you get the title after you pay the mortgage off.
Ah,
Kind of
that's
interesting.
interesting. I mean, I know that the title I have for the house shows there's a lien on it.
Yes, but
So,
like you have the title though.
right, you do.
In other states, you have this other certificate that is not the title. It's like a certificate of like of ownership and like use or something, but it's not the title like in a car. But yeah, but okay, so keep going. So he got the title and then you reported it and everything, and
Well,
then you paid.
we're still waiting for the title to come in, but I'll take it to the DMV and get a license plate for that car for that truck. I actually don't know how that's exactly going to work because I need to have some license plate for my car for the Escape. I don't know if I'm going to drive the Escape anywhere, but
Are you just gonna like not like you because now you're gonna have two cars? Are you just gonna not drive that one, take the insurance off of it?
Well, I was looking into taking the insurance off of it because right now I'm paying about $280 a month in
Yeah.
insurance total. And supposedly, for some insurance companies, you can have this option. You can select store, and it like basically is for if you're just holding the car but you're not driving it.
Yeah.
It's like usually 10% of your typical premium, but I could not find anything like that for USAA, so I'm paying full price. But I intend to sell
Yeah.
this car in the next 2 months, so
Okay.
I'm whatever. It's an extra whatever $300, I guess $200.
Mhm. Um.
But no,
Oh,
right now
yeah.
I'm enjoying the luxury of driving two cars, whichever one I feel like for the day. I will
um.
I will enjoy that because I have to pay for that. So um oh yeah,
That's
anyways, back to lawn mowing though. I did get another customer. It was an older customer that I used to have. I dropped and then I noticed their yard was overgrown, so I went back because I had some space to take on another customer. Literally just put a note card in their mailbox. I already told Erin this, and
Yeah.
she texted me back same day. Hey, I'd love for you to mow my yard. Let's set it up for every
so
Friday. So
funny.
like, dude, that's what when people know you, like
Did you
that's how
did you
easy it is.
did you upcharge her? Kind of
I actually
brought her
used
up.
to charge her. I used to charge her $30 for every cut because she has a relatively small yard. But I'm charging everybody 35 now, and I wanted to keep all the books on the same page. So I
Hey,
just
hell
said
yeah.
I told her 35, and she was like, "Yep, that sounds fair to me." So,
That's
Nice.
good.
um,
That's really good.
and then Steven, I was telling Aaron this too, but dude, pressure washing is so lucrative, man. Like I'm looking into getting into that.
Oh, really?
It's
Yeah.
just
On
like
you
How
it's
much?
like
How much is like the standard rate? Like an hour? Or like.
oh my gosh, it's more based off the job, I'd say, but like a standard driveway, regular length, probably $200.
Dang, that's pretty good. For like how long? How much work you think? Like an hour?
Maybe
An hour
maybe
and a
two
half?
hours, maybe 2 hours, I'd say,
Yeah.
because it takes into the account like the equipment and the gas for the engine you're using and the surface cleaner and the chemicals and that
Okay.
stuff too.
No,
It's
yeah,
it's
that's
like a step
definitely.
up from lawn care basically. Plus, it implies you know how to use the equipment, which is
Yeah.
always
yeah.
like a premium.
Yeah, it's
That
kind of
is
funny when anybody hires you for something, they expect you to be like an expert, right? But it's like
Yeah,
you might not be.
yeah. Yo,
exactly.
that was on the podcast. Ryan Sherhan, he was talking about like
Yeah.
no one knows that you're doing this for the first time. As long as you're honest, but like no one asks the question of like,
Yeah.
okay, how
If
how how long have you been doing this? Or
if
like
you know what you're doing, like, or if it sounds like you know what you're doing, is like the most important part. Like,
yeah. If you're confident, no one asks
yeah,
you that
if you're
asks you
confident
that
and you don't
question.
like
So
have to say or like
That's
question what
so
you're
true.
about to say, 100%. And I thought it was really funny when you said like her lawn was overgrown, right? And so and you just gave her the card. It's like just in like the Wolf of Wall Street, right? When he says sell me this pen, right? And it's like hey, can I get a pen to write down? I don't have one. Well, boom, there you go. Like she obviously didn't have a she wasn't gonna mow her own lawn, and like you would, and she's definitely like lots of like gonna pay for that,
I think her husband was supposed to be mowing the yard, and then
right? But
like, let me ask him if he still wants to mow it. Nope. Okay, yeah. When can you start?
yeah, no, 100%.
So, I mean, Aaron, you gotta tell us about some type of marketing offer you have for us. Like, what if I stroll on down to Riverside and talk to someone into using your lawn service? What kind of royalty would I be looking at
What's my
per
kickback?
se?
Huh? What's my referral fee?
um
I'm
I
just
don't
kidding.
know, man.
How about how
Uh,
about let me save you the hassle, no royalty. I just want a flat fee, okay?
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do a royalty to be honest.
Royalty would get messy. You'd have to do it all
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
no,
calculation.
Plus, it would just
I'm
be
just
taking
messing.
off my.
But kind of
I'm
funny, like
already like slimming profits down, so it's like
And
no,
he's
I
trying.
don't know.
He's already.
I know.
Well, I've,
Kind of
I've
funny about the marketing though. Like as a real estate agent, like I have to sell myself. Like I just took some like nice pictures, right? So I'm trying to like make like I just made a business Instagram page. I put my LinkedIn. I made it like as a real estate agent. I'm still not done with it, but like I need to make a Facebook page and everything. Like, and I might even get Facebook ads to do that and stuff like that. Because yeah, I have to sell myself like as a real estate agent.
Yeah, Steven, I already followed you
Hey, nice.
on your new Instagram, but
Oh shit! Here, what's it called, Steven?
Um, it's Stephen O Realty. It's kind of cool because so there's a feature on Instagram where if you click on a business account, it shows you like how many people have looked at your site, like all the analytics and everything.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I was just doing that with Google. I was
Oh,
trying to get
really?
my McAdams Lawn Company up on Google as like a
That's
business.
legit, bro.
So when you look it up, it like pops up on the right hand side, just all of that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's
But
dope.
yeah, so I submitted the application, or like I was
Oh,
suspended because
really?
of
So
like a
now if like
location.
if you like type in McAdams Lawn Service, it'll like all show up and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's really cool.
Now I don't have a website, so maybe I should do that. But
Yeah.
I have to get
Now,
customers and things
now
like
you're
that.
gonna have to
So
pay for like if somebody looks for like landscaping in Jacksonville, like your name pops up first.
yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
What are those called?
SEO, I think that's
SEO,
called.
search engine optimizations, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if you guys knew this, right? But instead of like marketing as an agent, what a lot of people do is they buy leads. Like they will pay for companies
Ah,
like Zillow or any like Realtor.com or anything like that, and they will like pay say Zillow like $100 a month, $200 a month to like if somebody goes into Zillow and they're like, find me an agent in Jacksonville, they'll give you the people that are subscribed to their lead generation.
Oh,
Kind of cool, and a lot of them suck, right? Like a lot of people just get bad leads. You have to really like know what you're doing. But
yeah,
some people at the same time they'll make money. Like again, like if you get one listing, one is a few grand, you know. So it is worth it in
yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah. I paid 50. I think it was like $45 for 100 postcards, but now it's like I just have to like focus my or I'm kind of like coming up with a marketing like campaign or whatever marketing strategy, because I'm not gonna walk like to 100 houses or whatever that I don't even know if they actually want it. It's like
Hey, sometimes
the
it's the hustle, man. Like
yeah,
it
but
sucks. It's like I wouldn't blame you if you didn't do it because like knocking on a door and like in this day and age, like hi, how you doing? Everything. It's like it's soliciting, right? It's like oh, it's like the worst thing ever. But
okay.
like, hey, man, people like that is
So
a way. Like even like they tell you some people do that in real estate too. Like some there are
hmm
people that knock
hmm
on doors.
so
I mean, so yeah, man.
Steven, oh, what do you think of this? So like I came back from my 40 houses, right, that
Yeah.
I went in, and I was like, um, okay, what if is there something like, I don't know, against the law or whatever, going to or I had an idea of looking up on Realtor at the recently sold
Yeah.
houses in Riverside, and there's a lot of them, and just like going up to them and like handing them a postcard. I don't know if there's anything against that, but
I don't think it is. No.
um,
Kind of
I
funny
remember
actually.
how.
So you can kind of do the same thing as an agent if there's an so you it's illegal for me to tell somebody that has an agent already for a listing it's illegal for me to say hey I can be your agent, I can do a better job, right? But it isn't
Yeah.
illegal after their like contract, their listing has expired. Say it's usually for 3 months. So if the listing was on the MLS for 3 months and it is now expired, you are allowed to call those people and like tell them your services, and that's a big part of cold calling. People will take that list and start cold calling and be like, "Hey, I saw your listing was expired. can do a great job, blah 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 blah. I'm the best agent in the world. And
Mhm.
you try to get that. Like a lot of people cold call that way.
Steven, I think you should rename your Instagram to Steve O Realty because Stephen O flows off the tongue worse.
So you know what's kind of funny? One of the five partners, right? The agents, they told me to say it like Steve No Realty,
Steve No Realty.
and they said that that's like super catchy, and that I should use that. I should tell people that.
I mean, like that would be funny.
I kind of don't like it. I think it's a little too cheesy, but hey,
What if
it
what if
might
what
work.
if you have that and you're selling like I don't know, like $1 million worth of real estate?
I mean, he's got some realty.
You know, yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a funny thing, but I don't know actually. And you know, it's kind of funny. At first I thought so. Realty and Realtor is a trademark name. It's
Yeah,
actually
I've
like an
heard of this.
association.
Yeah.
So like it's and I was kind of scared at first because I didn't realize like if that was illegal or not for me to do that. But it actually isn't as an email address. But I cannot make a website that says Stephen O Realty. That's illegal. Unless like unless like I am a uh realty company. You know.
Why is everything illegal, dude? What the hell?
Yeah, man. Like I mean that's everybody wants their little stake in money. Like you can't put a little song in your YouTube or you'll or your YouTube video, you'll get it taken down. Like
Oh,
nobody wants you to use
oh,
their shit, their stuff.
you know what, John? You know what? So the Nathan's boss, Charlie or whatever, um, he told me to not or get rid of lawn in McAdams lawn company, so I can like expand into other places. So like he was talking about like where you could just expand into like anything you want basically.
Um, I think yeah, like a lot of people say that to make sure your name is kind of broad so you can do other stuff. But like I feel like at this point you'll be okay because lawn can mean like a lot of like I don't know. When
Yeah,
people
yeah.
think lawn, they also kind of think of like just anything outdoors, landscaping, and everything.
I think of pesticides, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, roof cleaning. I think of anything bush removal, tree removal, like
Yeah,
minor stuff.
exactly.
Because like yeah, I mean, Aaron, I know you want to do other stuff too, but lawn service keeps it very clear cut. It's very
Oh,
easy for the consumer to know what you're doing.
Yeah,
oh,
100%.
trust me, I wasn't gonna change it. I was just like, that's an
Yeah.
interesting way of looking at it. So
Hey, I mean, I wouldn't change it either, but that's because I'm an owner of St. Nicholas Lawn Service, so
I
Hey,
see, I
the
see. All right.
company.
I'm a bit biased
Competitor,
there.
competitor from across the
It
river.
When we're looking at Florida, yes, I am one of your competitors. I'm not a big competitor, but
Hey, you're bigger than me though.
I'm dormant. Yeah. Oh yeah, true.
That's funny.
At the moment.
Aaron, if I was you, I would not stop with the 40 flyers. Like the first thing I would do is get
Oh,
your mom to post that to post into that
yeah. I
next
need
door
to.
thing. Like that's a no brainer. Like
Yeah, I need to get
Yeah.
on the Facebook and Nextdoor but Nextdoor is so guarded. It's you need like an invite to get into the
Really?
neighborhood, which I technically I live in the neighborhood, so I mean like
it may play
it's not
well.
that hard.
I know it's less professional if your mom's like, hey, my son's doing this, but it may play well with like neighbors know your mom. She carries more credibility in the neighborhood. I don't
Yeah,
know. She could push your name farther. I guess she's honestly like what's it called, an influencer.
An
She's an influencer.
influencer.
yeah.
Aaron, what street did you say you live on?
Herschel.
So you live like right next to Yali, right?
No.
She
Yali lives like
I thought she lived in her.
so
She told me she lived in her cell too.
yes, but Herschel is like three different streets all in the same line, but they're broken up. So like you have the first section of Herschel that go
But is it like
from Park
straight?
Street.
Is it like a straight line?
Yeah, it's like in a straight line,
But it's
but
just like a
like
long road.
yeah, it's just a long road, but it's like broken up. So like near Willow Branch, my street stops, and then that's when like Yali Street like starts again. Like
Jesus, bro, Riverside
beyond.
is so like oh my gosh, it's so crazy because I feel like as an agent in Riverside, I'm supposed to know Riverside, right? And it's so confusing to me living in
It's not.
Arlington where everything is so like the suburbs and everything.
It's
It drives me
it's
crazy because like just like to me, right? Like I
easy
like
for
it
me
like
because I lived
I've
here.
never seen, yeah,
But
exactly, like you've been there your whole life, but it's like to me where it's like I have to take my car everywhere I go. It's not just like these little blocks that change like so quickly, like different
mm-hmm.
like types of people and areas just change like from one block to another. You're like somewhere else completely.
Yeah.
It
Oh
it
yeah.
it makes me go crazy. Like am I like Herschel's, St. John's Avenue, Riverside Avenue, Post Street, King Street. It's like, woof, I'm going
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
Yep.
I have to like study though. I have to farm the area. I don't know if that's farming is a real estate term. It means like pick like a specific geographical location and just completely work on that and memorize like every street in like say 1 mile 2 mile radius and like know literally every house that comes to the market in that area. So just like, and that's how you like kind of can produce more. Like you have all that information about that place. So
Yeah.
if anybody comes to you, you can
Steven, keep throwing in terms from real estate. The viewers love that. They like to learn.
Okay, great.
Farming, interesting.
On
Farming.
the sub notes, we have to like put a little tag.
The viewers just love learning about real estate terminology and whatnot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it reminds me like in the bigger pockets, Aaron, when they're like, go to our show notes on biggerpockets.com to learn about this.
Yeah, we're too poor to have a show
We have to
notes.
have show notes. We need to make a website now. That's
How much
this.
work do you want me to put into this? Oh man.
Aaron, what am I paying you for?
Yeah.
But okay, here. Okay, I got another word for you. Moratorium. You guys know?
No. Is
I
that like a dead
Moratorium.
person? What is that?
barely know what I thought too. So the U.S. government has a moratorium on, meaning that you cannot but the bank cannot foreclose on you during the pandemic. I wasn't even aware of that.
Yeah, I knew about that.
So that is one of the reasons houses, because like banks can't foreclose on right now. So the is a is what um they know that the bank wants to sell that place and get rid of it because they're already losing money on it. So they would go all cash offer, boom, the bank would take it, and they could flip it real quick or make it an investment property. And since that isn't a thing right now, that's a big reason why literally any house on the market, could be a family house, can get a cash offer 10 grand above asking so quickly, and then everybody else is screwed. So,
Yeah.
but good thing is the moratorium has gone on for like a year now, and I think it's September that it's supposed to end. When that, if hopefully, every realtor in the nation is crossing, and every investor is crossing their fingers that it ends and they don't make another extension.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely.
Because the supply of houses will increase dramatically. But and like that's gonna be insane, right? Like we're gonna be way more houses. A lot of people are gonna be able to afford houses now because nobody. But like, yeah, that would just help the real estate market in general completely, right? So
Yeah.
so kind of like how does that help me, right? So I wasn't aware of this at all. Is that the bank need real estate agents to list these houses that are in short sale and foreclosure, and that is called an REO agent, real estate owned agent, right? And the bank, they literally hire agents to list these properties, and they can be from any company, right? So I've been talking to somebody else in the company, like two people in the company actually, about I'm gonna start cold calling banks and applying to be their REO agent for these foreclosure homes. So they will call me and be like, hey, just sell it now, put it on the
Now,
MLS, and
would you
make
get
money.
in trouble if you, let's say, a bank comes on, like comes to you with a property? Are you like not allowed to buy it yourself?
So yes, that is very true. So if I may, that's the question. I can't buy.
You can. You can.
I can't.
Can't. Oh shit.
Yeah, because like actually, because you can like screw them over.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like tampering with FDIC stuff right there, I guess.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Go.
What do you guys think of the 8.1 million job openings?
I think that people can get back to work.
Yeah, but I'd rather stay home and collect the unemployment.
No,
Not in Florida. That's not happening in Florida.
you almost can't blame them, right? If the government is giving you all this money to have your ass, like, why wouldn't you stay home like and not work?
So I've learned that in New York, with all the government unemployment checks and everything, they're getting paid like $800 a week in unemployment.
In
If you
Florida,
get everything, so
dude, you know what's crazy, man? So as a cash public, like the requirements for MC, and I'd say about 40% of people at Publix are using EBT to pay for their groceries.
40%?
Man, almost everybody I will look up and they're using their EBT card. Man, it's like blows my mind.
Damn.
Like you. Stamps to pay, and if kids, man, you get off money, $100.
Damn.
apparently there's in the U.S. A report that came out that said only it was like 266,000 jobs were like employed or whatever, and it was estimated that like close to 1 million more supposed to be.
They lower these people that are unemployed, and
yeah, crazy. Well, DeSantis is completely getting away with that, or
yeah, he is. I heard about that too.
yeah, he's just abolishing the unemployment checks. But,
So many people are going to hate him.
what was that?
So many people are going to hate him for that. He's going to get a lot of public disapproval.
Well, I feel like everybody they hate him already. Anybody that hates him for that hates him already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
To be honest, they already hate him.
And everybody that likes him for that likes him already.
Yeah. There's kind of little that he can do to like piss off any more people.
Good point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think he's
I don't know.
cool.
Florida's like
so how many?
paving
Do
the
you know
way
how
for
many
that.
years he's been governor? I mean,
Rick Scott was the last one, right?
When did Ron
Or am I
DeSantis
wrong?
become? No, I think you're right. But man, I think he's so cool.
Yeah, he's definitely doing a good job. I think he's doing a good job.
John, you got any stories of your doing stupid things?
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Yeah, right now a lot of my because it's tax season time. Well, I mean it's arguably late into tax season, but a lot of my coworkers that get paid in commission, a lot of commission, the TMC doesn't take their commission. They don't tax their commission when they give it to the employee.
Yeah.
The employee has to take the commission at the end of the year and pay it and owe it to the government.
Yeah.
So a lot of them are just griping about that right now because they never saved the money aside. And at the end of the year, now they owe like whatever $4,000 or $5,000 because that was 10% or whatever of their commission, 20% of their commission, and they can't pay it. So it's like, did you do this math? And
It's
nobody.
like you knew that was gonna happen. Like every don't want to think about it, but yeah, same.
Right.
Same thing's gonna happen to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's any job that's paid variable. The company finds it easier to just have you pay the taxes and take them out yourself. So
For a business is that if I don't make a profit, I don't pay taxes.
Right. No taxes paid if my Gulfstream jet just depreciated by $1 million.
Yeah, for real.
Yep.
But back to the labor thing. My coworkers were arguing about that because around TMC, the building, like Nukes, Chick-fil-A, and Zaxby's all had signs up that were like, due to short staffing, we're unopen, or like I think Chick-fil-A said, due to short staffing, there's a limit on the amount of food you can buy.
Really?
And yeah, it was crazy. And so a bunch of my coworkers, like half of them were saying, well, that's because they get underpaid in the first place and they need to be getting paid more. And this is going to be a good reset, which I agree with to some extent, because if the employers weren't paying enough to attract the workers, I mean, whether or not that's the fault of the government from giving out additional aid, they need to pay more to incentivize workers to come in. But with that being said, this all started because of the aid that was coming in. So it's really hard for me to listen to someone say that they have recommendations for how the business should be run when they've never run a business before.
Yeah.
So
100%. Everybody has their the genius comments or like when they're talking to somebody, but you don't really know.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody forces anyone to work anywhere in the United States. So, and the only time you're even close to being forced to look for work is when you're collecting unemployment, because they want to make sure that you're actually actively looking.
Which at the same time is like, how is that? Like, do you just have to write down where you asked for a job, like on a piece of paper? It's like,
I believe so, because that's what Paul told me. Paul told me that one time when he was hiring or he was interviewing this guy, the guy flat out told him, "I'm just here so I can say I went to an interview."
Oh my god!
And I think he has to. I think they have to like write down the phone number of the place too, just in case the officer or whatever parole. I don't even know what the caseworker.
Yeah.
Have to call the place, but
I bet you there's tons of people that are falsifying.
Yeah, 100%. You know, there's people that like have been writing those things, like the service hour forms at Kenny. People just write whatever.
Oh yeah. Apparently, Florida's in a state of emergency because of the pipeline shutdown. By the way,
a lot of gas right now. I think that's something.
Yeah,
that's
just happened
crazy.
Like an hour ago, or 2 hours ago.
And like a line, like it's kind of insane.
Dude, I hope not. My mowing company is gonna go down the hill, man. Don't worry, I stocked up. I have like 5 gallons worth. We're good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There you go.
Probably not enough, but
that's
whatever.
Insane.
I'm telling you, dude, logistics runs everything, bro. Logistics is everything.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think it's really interesting. Like you talking about it. Like I never knew what logistics was like in high school, right? Yeah. It's like now you realize it's like all these jobs that like you don't see every day. It's like in the background. They're so important.
It's basically the backbone of every single business.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Grocery store, all of that stuff.
Yeah, like and any supply chain, right? Like
yeah.
That's actually exactly what I'm writing about right now, Steven. I have to write 500 words on what is supply chain management.
And it's like I feel like having to write that it's so different than like having to do logistics. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like I feel like you get
I
the
agree.
real picture until you're like actually doing it.
Man.
That's crazy.
Oh, another interesting part about logistics, since we're talking about that, is last week was, they call it road check week. So it's the Department of Transportation. I think they call it DOT week. The Department of Transportation basically informs all the carriers in the United States ahead of time that they're going to be doing an increased number of road checks. They're going to be checking carriers um, for, like, busted taillights, missing mud flaps, improper load securement, like that type of stuff. So because DOT, the Department of Transportation, is so strict, most of these carriers literally just take a week off and don't haul
That's
anything during this
crazy.
week just to avoid the fines.
That's so
Is
funny.
that
That's
ridiculous,
crazy.
dude?
How it's that bad?
So as a result, the carriers that are on the road still hauling, because they have nice enough trucks and nice
Yeah.
enough protocol to not get pulled over, they charge like double. They
That's
Oh,
charge.
God.
crazy.
Wow.
That's
That's
so funny.
directly how I see regulation play into, the marketplace.
Wow.
That's so crazy. Like there's so many like things like you don't realize are a thing. It's like
Oh yeah.
the little tricks people do to like not do stuff. It's like
And when I first learned about it a couple months ago, I was like, wait a minute, why are they worried about DOT? Like, don't they do like DOT inspections year round? Like, isn't that something that happens every day? And like one of the guys in my office was like, yeah, I mean, you can always have a chance of getting pulled over and getting fined for something like that. It's just that nobody ever does it. And
I
it's
guess
just
like
like literally
there's not enough
that
fun
one.
to do it all year long. That sucks. That's kind of scary. Like to think about like one day
Yeah.
I always get so behind a truck. The whole thing's gonna open up and like kill me. Like when like the tree trunks, I swear that thing's gonna
Oh,
break open.
God.
Or if it's cars, if it's like a bunch of cars on the semi, they're all falling down and just destroying me. I always think that every
Even you have a logistics phobia.
time. I mean, I feel like a lot of people have that, like that big 2 tons of sand in the back of the truck about to fucking go down on you, Jesus. But that's crazy. Like, yeah, like imagine like that week. Oh, we have to get this shipment done now. Let's get a truck. Holy crap, it's so much money.
Yeah.
But it's like
Right.
it's crazy because like I mean I would think that like you said TMC has their own trucks, right?
Yeah, we got like 4,000 flatbeds.
So then like I would assume this is like a corporate company that your trucks are like that meet those requirements, right? The DOT requirements. Is that
Oh,
true?
absolutely, yeah. It really just affects our office because we don't use TMC trucks. We use, the
Really?
stuff. Yeah, we're
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
You're a brokerage. So
right. That's where, that's where in like modern logistics, the difference between transportation and logistics is transportation is like implying that we are providing the means to get your freight moved. We're transporting it, us. And then logistics is we are going to provide the means by which the load gets moved, both with our freight, with our equipment, or without. We're just going to make sure there's a way it gets moved. We're going
That's
to
crazy.
provide a solution.
So your branch, your broke like is
Yeah,
like
we're
you don't deal with TMC trucks at all. Your sales department gets all of the leads
right.
to like any company, like really any
Any
shipping
company
company.
that needs stuff moved. Yeah.
That's crazy. So like okay, so say a sales guy has a lead. Do they just give it to like your manager and they like the whole report and it's like this is what you have to do like manage?
It pretty much starts with the sales reps will call out for usually the Georgia concrete providers. That's a type of freight we specialize in. And it's
Okay.
easy to land those customers because we can always say like, hey, Best Block, that's the name of one of the companies in Georgia. We have a ton of trucks in your area and we move quickcrete loads all day long. So we can move your loads too. We're already used to the type of cargo and we have trucks in that region. So it's very niche what our office does.
Okay.
So we don't like usually call on random shit like, some of
Right.
the other offices at TMC, they'll call on like one office will be doing less than truckload and they'll be doing intermodal and they'll be doing cross
Really?
country runs versus us, we're doing mainly just like, southern region, southeast, some Texas stuff,
Yeah.
but
So
just
so
south.
so TMC, they really deal with a lot of different things.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
like, so
absolutely.
are there some like logistics teams for TMC that just deal with TMC trucks?
Yeah, those are called the asset teams. That's the asset division.
Mm,
The equivalent of a sales rep in a brokerage office, like my office, would be a fleet manager in an asset office because the fleet manager actually has the ability to dispatch trucks at his own decision to
yeah.
and to which customer to dispatch them to.
But then, so at that point, you're not looking like if it's like a TMC truck branch, you're not looking for trucks to find. You're not looking for trucking companies. You're looking for like supply, like material companies. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, like, because most of the time, the asset side, they're either looking to buy more trucks or sell trucks.
Okay.
Right now, they're looking to sell trucks because trucks are so expensive right now, and I think to free up some cash flow, TMC wants to sell some trucks, but I'm not
Okay.
involved on those
How much
decisions.
is a truck? Do you think?
Oh, well, I know that we have the Peterbilt 579s, and
So funny.
I've heard that those trucks run about $500,000 fully loaded,
Wow.
which is going to be your
That's
top
crazy.
1% of all trucks on
How
the road.
many?
Like,
So that's a 16-wheeler. Like how many feet long is it? That's
50,
crazy.
53, I think, 53, 48, 53.
It's crazy like seeing like even when you're in your car, like you don't realize how big like when you're when I was in grocery and Publix, like when you like get in one of those, you don't realize how humongous those things are, man.
Oh
It's
yeah,
insane. That's crazy. That's really interesting. So let's say what you're doing, John, is would you get paid more or less if you were doing it for TMC trucks?
I would say probably more.
I think so.
Because I mean, if not equal, I mean, I'm pretty much at the bottom, so it's really only up from here.
Okay. Do you have to have like experience to do the TMC trucks? Is there like a different type of?
Well, you pretty much need to live in Des Moines because I think that's where they do most of that stuff at. There's some terminals in other states too, but nothing in Florida, Georgia, or
What? So what does TMC move mostly with their trucks? You know,
they move a ton of John Deere stuff, Home Depot. They've got contracts with. I think if I go on their website, I could find some more. But John Deere and Home Depot are like the two big ones.
Okay, so go back to what we were talking about before. So the sales rep in your branch gets a lead, right? What do they do after that?
So once they get a lead, they're going to give them a call and figure out if it's a viable, business opportunity. And what usually happens is a request for proposal, so an RFP, and that company is going to send over some test lanes, and the sales rep is going to rate them. And the sales rep's basically saying like, hey, if we were going to move these today, we could do them for this much. If the customer likes those rates or if those are saving them money, they'll usually be like, yeah, let's give it a shot. I mean, let's see if we can get a move.
How long does that whole process take?
Sometimes it can be same day. Sometimes it could be,
really?
Yeah, it's super variable. When brokerage is really there's no like rule book. It's just all on the fly.
It's kind of like a little bit like property management, right? Like somebody will call it, or you find an investor and you kind of give them an appraisal. It's called a CMA of like how much their place is worth, what their units can be worth, with our software, and then like from there you go, okay, these are all the services I can do, and if it's gonna be a good relationship.
Yeah, I think it's like we have request for quote and then we have request for proposal, something like that. But they're both like along the same lines.
Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so how long how long from there till you are the logistics team for their trucks?
So basically, like let's say that the sales rep sent over a rate and the customer liked it. So the sales rep is like, hey, we can move your load from Lithonia to Kennesaw for $1,000. And the customer's like, okay, let's do it. So now we need to enter the customer in the system so they get approved through credit and they get a credit limit put on their company, because we do everything kind of open account. So now once everything's good to go in terms of credit, we need to find a truck to move the load. Ideally, we already have one, because for like moving the first load for a brand new customer, you want to like make everything perfect so it starts off on the right foot. So I'm just going to assume there's a truck already available in this case, but sometimes there's not.
So and this is not a TMC truck, am I
No,
right?
no. So
Wait,
this is
so you're finding, say, the cement company, and then you're finding a different truck too?
Yep. That's exactly
shit,
what they do.
that's
But that's
insane.
two different people. Yeah, that's two different people to do that though.
So wait, so are there sales reps for material and then others for trucks?
Yeah. Yep. Sales reps for customers, and then you have sales reps for carriers. Yeah, they're called
I
FSRs.
didn't realize there were so many steps to, like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. So the LSR finds a customer, the CSS then finds a truck, and then they make it work. If there's money to be made, they'll move the load. Yeah.
So are these usually like one-time contracts, like one load, or can this be like a yearly like contract? Like,
oh yeah. So the accounts that I work on Quickcrete, and that's the biggest account that's like one of the biggest ones in the company.
yeah.
And because it's so like we've probably moved over 5,000 loads with this one customer.
Okay.
It's all contracted. There's no more negotiating. Everything's set in a contract. So like loads auto populate with the rate already in them.
But say I'm like a new customer. Will you do like just first, like, what do you do? You, like, I think like you said, you'll do a few like test loads, is that right? And then you'll kind of see how it goes from there.
Yeah, we would have to have you send over some lanes that you guys typically need to get covered.
Okay.
Covered just means moved with a truck. So we would be like, yeah, give us some lanes you typically have to cover, and we would give you a rate on them. And then if you like those rates, then you'd be like, yeah, let's do it. But if the rates that we give you are more expensive,
I'm kind of curious, like what's a rate? Like, can you tell me that?
So a rate is typically going to be like your price per mile. So it's anywhere from like $1.75 to like $3 per mile, up to $4 per mile for your refrigerated. And for a lane is just start to finish, like an end point, a start and an end point. So like a lane would be like, I don't know, Jacksonville, Florida to Sacramento, California. That's a very long lane. But if we were to say, yeah, we would do that for $3.25 per mile, so it'd come out to $9,000 or whatever the total is.
Interesting. That's crazy. So what is it? Okay, so then so you have this contract with this huge company. So like, what did you do today, like, for them?
Okay, so today specifically, I actually had to deal with some, you know how I was talking about the rates auto-populating into the contract loads?
Yeah.
So we don't have to negotiate for this stuff anymore. They just auto-populate. Well, today I had to build some loads. So basically the customer tendered over some loads to us over this exchange called EDI, which is electronic data interchange. And I needed to build them into our system. So that just means some like basic data entry, as well as making sure the rate looks good. And if that's the case,
you had a load, like a new type of load that you needed to.
Right. Yeah. And I just need to like approve it into our system with the rate on there, so that then the CSS team, the guys that go and look for trucks, then they know they can start looking for trucks for it, which typically are the same trucks they're using a bunch of times.
Okay. So, okay, what about like on like what do you mostly do? What's like an average day? Like is that
Probably 20% calling drivers directly, asking them
really?
where the freight is. 20% calling Home Depots and Lowe's, because I definitely have to set up a ton of appointments
Really?
just to make
Okay.
sure that when the drivers do deliver, because Quikrete mainly delivers to Home Depot and Lowe's, I got to make sure that when the driver delivers that load, the Home Depot is going to unload that driver and they
Yeah.
won't have to wait. And then
Dang.
honestly, the other 60% of the day is more variable. Some days it's a lot of processing the bill of ladings that the drivers send over. So basically making sure they're getting paid what they're supposed to, that they delivered the right load, a lot of background work. But then some days it could be a lot of building loads. It really just depends on the day.
That would be, this sounds so interesting. Not gonna lie
It's,
to me.
to be honest with you, it's really not.
I agree. Yeah, I'm assuming it's a like it's a lot of putting letters into like software, right? And like paperwork
Yeah.
and stuff.
So that's
But like
logistics.
it's
Interesting.
yeah, but it's like but it's interesting like as like a whole, right? Like I had no idea that like that there is like a company. Like I guess I didn't realize that there was property managers either, right? But like that they're like you are a different company that gets a different company that has trucks and then you need a different company that has the material and then you like put them all together.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Yep.
that's
That's
crazy
exactly it.
like to think about that. Because like to me, I thought every company had their own trucks that they would move their like stuff
Nope.
where it to be.
And you
But
want
like I guess it makes sense because like not no most companies don't have 500 grand right for a truck.
right,
So,
right.
so
Yeah.
it's like
Nor would they start off with the Peterbilt. They would never buy one of those first off. I mean, they'd probably go used or something.
oh yeah,
But
dang, that's
so
crazy.
here's where it's super confusing. That's like a perfect case scenario of how the system works.
Oh
But
yeah, I can't imagine the problems you can have. How many times have you had like a truck go to the wrong Home Depot?
oh, I actually had one today, and in a situation like that, he didn't take it to the wrong Home Depot. He just took the wrong order to the right Home Depot. So
Ooh,
in that case,
Oh.
Home Depot was actually the one at fault because they weren't supposed to unload him, but they still did. And once
really?
they waiver signs for that freight, they're accepting to pay for it, and they
Dang.
so
So like
You didn't.
fine.
So
that whoever signed for that, they're in trouble. That like assistant
Yeah,
manager that signed for that is in
and I
so
mean,
much trouble.
in the grand scheme of things, it's really not that big of a deal because that Home Depot, yeah, it technically didn't need 896 bags of play sand that day, but they were eventually going to need that stuff because
Okay, that's
they
good.
probably just threw it. You know, like if you ever drive behind a Home Depot, you'll see a bunch of pallets stacked up
Yeah,
outside. They probably are just holding it outside.
interesting. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, it's even Home Depot even has a part in like making sure everything is correct and that they're getting the right stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That's
definitely.
crazy. And
Okay.
I would have never thought that you had yourself had to contact the Home Depots.
Oh
Too.
yeah, that's a lot of that. I probably call on average 10 to 15 Home Depots a day. Now, that's because I work in Georgia and a lot of the carriers call the Home Depots themselves, which is really helpful. But over in the Carolinas, they call Home Depots 50 to 100 times a day. Like it's
Really?
because it's just a lot more
Yeah.
hands-on of it.
Okay, dang, that's crazy.
so John, do you deal with FOB destination and shipping point type stuff?
Really none of that. No,
Okay.
I've not had to utilize any of the stuff I've learned from international. I know that our terms of payment are collect, not prepaid, but that's pretty
Okay.
much as far into the definitions of logistics that I've gotten into. I mean, it's really an entry level job. You don't need to know logistics to do it. It's just a great way to learn the
Yeah.
like basically
Sounds
I
like
feel like
it's
Yeah,
a lot
it
of like
sounds
customer
super
service.
complicated, like, but I'm assuming it's
yeah,
kind of more like putting numbers into graphs and stuff, and like
yeah.
you talking to Home Depots. But It's pretty cool though, because like I mean it's an entry level job, but at the same time it's not like cashiering, you know, it's not
Yeah, right.
cards, you know, it's not like, so that's pretty cool.
And I mean,
Yeah.
there's definitely some perks to like being there for a year now. Like I haven't really learned anything in a while, just because it's it's like it's just not that much you can learn from it. You got to like move on to the next position. But I mean, being like a senior logistics coordinator, like I definitely get to hire people to add to the team,
That's pretty
give
cool
like
though. Like yeah, you learn
performance
other
eval.
skills too.
Yeah, I mean, and that's like just like a bonus like type thing. And yeah, I was actually just telling Aaron today about how our bonuses got cut so bad, dude. Like, dude,
Really? Dang, wait, when were you talking to Aaron? Am I like the third wheel here? I'm getting a little confused.
yeah, because Aaron was at the gym.
Oh really? You've been going to the gym? Wait,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've only been going these past 2 days. So Monday, I went by myself on Monday, and then teamed up with John and Jacob on or today.
John,
So,
are your off days still Monday and Wednesday?
Yes, they are, because school just started up again, so I got to take off Monday and Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, I might be able to go on. No, I can't
Thursday?
go. No, literally Monday and Wednesday are like one of my biggest days. Are my biggest days, like to go to the gym. But Tuesdays. Here's the thing. I love going in the morning, and I'm definitely not going. Like that's just me. And I also it's kind of interesting. I hated going to the gym before by myself. Now I'm just so used to it that I can put on headset and just go. But I'll definitely try to catch a workout after work one day and go to the one on university.
Oh yeah, for sure.
nice.
Okay, wait, I wanted to tell you. Okay, so for like how that was like perfect case scenario, but like okay, so right now it's super complicated because I want to say somewhere around 100 loads that are unpaid because we don't have the documents to pay the carrier. We don't have the documents to prove that we delivered the load, and that's because the
Really?
carrier has failed to provide the documents. So it's this one specific carrier called Greenbush, and they're suspected to be double brokering. So what that means is, Steven, so you know how we're talking about we have to go find a customer.
Yeah.
We have to find stuff to move, and then we need to go find a truck.
Yeah.
So in a double brokering scenario like this with Greenbush, we found a truck. We thought it was Greenbush, but then really what Greenbush did was they went and found another truck.
Oh my
So the whole chain looks like this. It goes customer to us to carrier to another carrier to potentially another carrier.
That's
it's a double
crazy.
brokering scenario.
So Greenbush, they have their own trucks, but they're not using those to move your trucks.
Right. They're almost doing the exact same thing we're doing. They're an after-based 3PL. Yeah. So because they figure, oh, why do we need to use our own trucks? We can make a good chunk of change, just like TMC is, by calling on the same carriers that TMC calls on.
Oh my.
So literally, here's where it gets interesting, because one of the carriers Greenbush called on was another carrier we call on. So we were almost paying Greenbush to call on carriers that we already talked to.
Oh my gosh.
Now, it's all just super like, because it gets so screwed up.
Is that illegal?
So it's called a 4PL agreement, and technically we never signed one. So yeah, it's not legal in the context of our contract. Like I guess we could default on paying them, but like I don't know if there's adequate proof to say that they're doing this knowingly or whatnot. I don't know if. Okay, and then at the end of the day,
full disclaimer: John doesn't know anything.
Full disclaimer, yeah. I don't know any of this, but at the end of the day, we have to get these loads moved from the plant because trucks are in a shortage right now. So we'll take a truck wherever there is a truck, however much it costs. So Greenbush somehow has all these trucks. We're forced to go through Greenbush, even though we know they're stabbing us in the back, hiring some of the other drivers that we can't get. So on some of these loads, we're literally making $1 or negative, like we're losing money on these loads. We're just trying to keep the loads moving. so we don't lose or piss off the customer.
Wait, that's crazy. You don't get paid? Like how does that work?
Well, I mean, for example, one of the loads was supposed to move for $900 because we were gonna because we quoted
the $900 is being paid by
the customer.
the concrete people.
Yeah, the Quikrete said we'll give you guys $900 for this lane because they know we're probably gonna find someone to move it for $750 or $800. So, 10% to 15%
so you're
margin.
paying Greenbush. So you're paying Greenbush the money.
No, we paid Greenbush $1,000, so we lost $100, and because of that, we now are in a position where Greenbush has control over us because they're able to find cheaper carriers, and we're risking the Quikrete going straight to Greenbush. So it's like, dude, it all comes down to getting good rates.
Crazy.
If you have good rates, you can find trucks. If you have
Wow.
yeah, but I've learned enough about it to know that it's very cutthroat. 3PL side is very cutthroat. There's not a lot of money to be made, but it's a great, eye-opening experience.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's like cutthroat businessman. People will stab you in the back so fast, like you don't.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, and then the lady at Greenbush, she sounds so nice. She's like this sweet old lady. But at the same time, like
people, dude, clients, man, like people that need to rent a place. I didn't realize people can be, man. Like they sound so nice in the beginning, and oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude.
Just to find one rent, it becomes a whole mess.
Oh yeah, man. Dude, I'm debating right now. This response paper thing I'm supposed to write for this class has to be 500 words. And I'm only 2 days into this class now. We already have to write a response paper. And it's only worth 5 points out of the whole 500 points in the class. So I'm thinking she might take off 1 point, maybe 2 points if I make it 200 words, but I really don't give a shit because it's 5 points. The assignment's only 5 points.
Do you think you can just fill it like full words, like just basic flags?
I'm only 55 words in. I'm running out of shit to say.
200 words in.
No, but I want to tell myself to get to 200, and then maybe I can be like, oh yeah, I didn't see we had to have 500.
So you have to have 500 words. Oh my god.
500 to 600 actually.
Wait, is it just supply chain management?
That's the class, supply chain management.
Yeah, but like, what's the paper on? Like, what's the question they're asking?
What is supply chain management?
Oh, that's it. Okay, I think you can write 500 words. I feel like with your like logistics background, that shouldn't be a problem, is it?
Yeah, but we got to read the chapter, and I don't even have the book yet. So I'm reading off this. I'm reading off this free thing I found online, which is supposedly the free chapter 1 of the book, which had tied me over until I get the book. But
like it's 1% of your grade, so
it's like it's not as generic as I think it is. Is that kind of?
I'm gonna try to get 300 words and be like, oh
Wait.
yeah, I didn't know we had to.
Is it operations and supply chain management or just like?
Let me see what it's called. It's called TRA 4155, supply chain management. But the first chapter is called supply chain management. Dude, what the fuck is this course?
No. Man,
oh my god.
Sometimes courses are whack. I don't know.
Dude. And then the first topic in the chapter 1, what supply chain management is not. Oh my god.
Man.
That sounds like it. Wow. I don't know.
This is the class I have to go to for 3.5 hours every Monday and Wednesday.
Is that your only class during this summer?
No, I got financial management too. And let me guess. Yeah, you sound good.
Because like
sometimes. Oh, there he goes.
That was funny. Oh my! The podcast is gonna get that.
Oh man.
It makes that little ding sound when he leaves.
Well, I guess that would be the end of this podcast. Say bye, John.
Bye, guys. That's all for now.
Yeah, Steven wishes he said bye, but he doesn't like this. So
Good talking to you guys. See you next week.